Welcome one and all to OPL Recaps interview. We got a new series, guys. I hope y'all are ready because we started this a little bit ago and we're going to continue rolling with this VCAT series. And I'm telling you right now, you do not want to miss a single episode of the interviews we're about to do. Welcome. If you're just joining us for the first time, Sergeant Mike Bryan here with Livid PD. And we have a special guest in the house tonight, Officer Jonathan Muniz. John, how you doing tonight, bud?
Doing fantastic, Mike. How you doing, man?
I couldn't be any better. Super happy to have you. I can't speak for Livid, but I know this, that I love seeing a fresh face when we do these interviews and things of that nature. So, hey, listen, do me a favor, guys. If you're here, like, share, subscribe, right? Tell your friends about it, right? Let's do something. On the YouTube channel, it was OPO Recaps. And it's the same stuff on all our socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Hit us up. Give us a quick follow if you can. Don't forget to follow my guy, Livid underscore PD, on those same socials. Well, actually, Twitter and or X and Instagram. The music man himself, Livid. What's going on tonight, bud?
Oh, feeling good. Looking forward to it. Happy to meet a new brother tonight. Um, I was a cop like you, but I'm still a fan of the show, like the people. So I'm somewhere in the
hmm
middle.
Yes, indeed. Come on in, chat with us. Hey, drop us a comment, a question for John if you can. He likes to be called John. And we got a great show coming up. Listen, this is a weekend where a lot uh, uh, is to be learned. We have saw a lot this past week. So what we're going to do real quick, as we tend to do, listen, I'm just coming from a candlelight vigil for a fallen brother that was killed in our county here recently on Monday. So 5 officers were shot. Was that just yesterday or the day before? Was that yesterday in York? Those five that were shot on that search warrant, Livid. What,
I feel
either
like it was.
I feel like it was yesterday. It's happening too soon. So what we're going to do, if you
hmm
can, just a quick little moment of silence for those have passed on this week. We always want to pay our respects to our brothers and sisters in blue across the country and across the globe. So we like to do that. Welcome in, Laura Sunshine McKenna. What's up, homie? Nance Alley. Ali. What you talking about? What you look at that? What are you talking about? Silver Fox? Oh wow, who's that guy? Anyway,
Silver Fox.
let's
He's up
get right.
here.
That's right. We
There
couple
he
of silver
goes.
foxes, right? Okay.
Okay.
Livy, you're more like a silver fox. I'm more like a silverback. You know what I'm saying? So
How we do?
let's we got some bad news this week, John. Um Actually, we got it today from Sergeant Dillian from Hazen. He announced this morning, right, that he would be no longer a full time supervising with the Hazen PD. And
Really?
I don't want to keep refreshing this. Talking to Chief last week, he mentioned the accidents that Clayton had been in. He talked about it. He talked about it during their presentation when they're at the FBI, and it's just a sad situation because we all know people that have been 10-8. They're gung ho, and a small little accident, something like that, would can kind of ruin their career. Have you seen stuff like that over your illustrious career that you can speak about, Liv?
You know what? We had a guy in my squad who was just sitting on the side of the road, probably like Dillian, writing a traffic ticket, rear-ended. Probably they were probably going 50 or 60, and that was his last. Now he lived, but that was his last day as a cop because one thing
Oh
about
man.
sitting in a seat for 12 hours a day is it's hard to do when you feel good. It's not easy to do, when you got ruptured vertebrae. So, not to mention the kind of medication they put you on. You can't drive, right? You pull people over all the time. Are
Yeah.
you on any medication, right? So, I have seen it firsthand. Somebody that I knew very well, and it's a sad way to go out.
Yeah, it is. So, shout out to Sergeant Dillion. The Hazen community is losing a great one, but it sounds like he may remain on like part time. From what he said full time. So hopefully he remains on. I think he mentioned that kind of in his statement as well, that he'd be there to help Chief and be traveling with Chief and all that good stuff. So shout out to Hazen. We love you guys. Now, listen, guys, we got to show my boy John some love because we're going to have a big announcement at the very end, right before the show starts at 9. We have two announcements, but we want to dive right into it. All right, Jonathan, buddy.
Yes.
People have been clamoring about you. Those eyes are oceans, buddy. They are.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm sure you've heard this before. So if you feel like it, just tell us a little bit about John and, your backstory, who you are, what's going on with you, buddy.
Well, I'm John, 28 years old, 28 years young, because I feel like I'm still super young. So hello to these veterans over here. So, born and raised actually up in New York in the city. I'm from Queens. I moved down here when I was 15 years old. As soon as I didn't even start school before I came down here. I actually joined football, started playing football from a very young age. Just kind of played a little bit of college football, decided, hey, college wasn't for me, and actually went to selling cars. So actually the root of me is I'm actually a salesman, which is a crazy thing because so I sold cars, I sold aftermarket parts for cars, boats, trucks, ATVs, UTVs, and I was just in multiple different sales positions before actually becoming a cop. I do actually come from a family of cops. My uncle was a cop over in Suffolk County up in New York. My other uncle's he was over working at Lakeland and for Polk County Sheriff's Office for a while. My grandfather was in the military, and then a lot of my dad's friends were surrounded by cops. Got other cops working for Palatka, others from Orange City, and some in the sheriff's office up like Duval. So I just saw this application come out one day for a sponsorship for the academy, and it's been history ever since. Just becoming a cop and working that way through Daytona, it was absolutely awesome.
Okay, so you moved from Queens and right into Volusia County, then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, like Palm Coast, Flagler County, right in that area.
Okay. All right. So somehow you found your way into the Daytona Beach Police Department. Any college or anything like that?
Yeah, some college. I went down where I played college football down at Warner University. I had a luxury of playing at an NAIA school. It's an international school. So the college is actually pretty interesting. It only had 1,000 people, right about 1,000 people in the college. And the only thing is, in order to go to that school, you had to be an athlete. So, and you had to be an athlete to go to that college. And because it was international school, you had people from South America, from Europe, and all walks around the world just to come play sports over there. So we had anything from football to swimming to table tennis to fencing to disc golf, ultimate frisbee. Like we had everything. It was crazy.
All right. Table tennis isn't a sport, but okay, I suppose.
Yeah,
or is it?
Hey, it was a sport for college, apparently. Apparently, because they had some tournaments over there. It was crazy. So
it is in the Olympics, right, Livid?
Hey, if cornhole is
yeah.
Just saying.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me guess. Linebacker, D-line, what'd you play?
Play linebacker, middle linebacker.
Yeah, that's it. That's where that little, that's where a little, I see
that's
it.
The umph comes from.
Come on, bruh. I hear you. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do all 4 years, you graduate, what happens?
When I went to college, I only did about a year.
Okay.
in playing college football. In the off season, I tore my ACL, and I just at one point just decided to hang up the cleats. And actually, that I just remember about 3 to 4 years later, after I left playing college, I started selling cars and aftermarket stuff. I actually played semi-pro for the Daytona Beach Broncos over up in Derbyshire. So I played semi-pro for them for about a year right before COVID started, and that's when I decided to hang up the cleats when COVID came and wiped everything out.
That's true. That's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you hang the cleats up.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing for work between, like, because cars, even in car sales was down, way down. You weren't
Yeah,
selling cars, like,
yeah, it was.
yeah, you were still selling.
Yeah, we were still selling cars. I worked for Nissan, so Nissan, great reliable car. It honestly, I'll be real, it honestly sells itself. It really does. A lot of people come into the dealership. They are buying these cars left and right
Easy.
still. And when I decided to make the switch to the aftermarket side, so I would go to shows like SEMA in Las Vegas. I would go to Corpus Christi. I would go to Texas to Boomtown and all these car shows.
Mhm.
And I actually worked with my dad in that business. And I got to travel and do this and do that and just bounce here and bounce there, just selling car parts. Because my dad grew up in the installation bay,
Okay.
installing subwoofers, doing audio, lighting, and all that stuff. So that's where he grew up. So it was easy for me to get into that and do that.
Well, I'm sure Livid would agree. Traveling is not a married man's game. Traveling sales,
No.
especially. So no
Mm-hmm.
marriage.
Nope, not married, but I do have a girlfriend. So
So you just lost a bunch of our followers now. It's because you're talking
right.
about that. See,
Yeah.
you gotta give them some hope, John. Give them some hope, like Noah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
She might be watching though, Mike.
she might
Be watching.
She might be. All right. Sorry if you're watching, girlfriend. Um, I know you can speak to this. I think the best cops were great salesmen at some point in their career. Would you agree with that?
You and I both have that personality, Mike. We get online and we sell ourselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree. I started out working in the jail, and that's where I got all my communication skills.
Mhm.
Because you don't have a gun, you don't have a taser, you got your brain, your mouth, and two of these right here.
Yep.
And
Yeah, exactly.
you learn how to if you unless you want to use these every day, you learn how to use the thing upstairs. It made me very
Uh-huh.
good when I went to the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, think about it, John. Like overcoming objections, right? Body
Yeah.
language. When you're on a test drive, you can tell when somebody's going to buy a car. As you
Oh,
pull
absolutely.
back up into the dealership and they get out of the car, they're starting to drift off and they start target glancing toward their car. We're getting out of here.
Hmm.
We're not here to buy a car. I mean, if I'm lying, I'm flying. But you guys know that if you can sell cars, you can hand criminals the handcuffs and they'll put them on themselves.
Exactly. Yeah, body language and communication is a big thing, especially both fields. And when it comes to the sales and when it comes to working in the streets, because
Yes,
I mean, as much as people like have backgrounds like jujitsu, wrestling, and this and that, but I see a lot of those dudes that have those backgrounds don't end up using it because they have better communication skills.
correct.
So,
Correct. They're very well rounded, right? And you know what?
hmm
It is. I always found it funny, Liv, and you've seen this, and John, you'll see this as your career progresses. People who are always fighting, they're not
hmm
great communicators.
nope.
it's true. It's true. I mean, you're whether you're selling a car or being a cop, you are providing a service,
Yeah,
and a lot of it is lip service. You know what I mean? There may not be a crime involved, but it doesn't make it any less important to the people that called you there,
dead
right?
Yeah.
on, spot on. Okay, so you after market stops, um, what was the breaking point where you're like, you know what? I need to just follow my gut. Genetically, it's in my DNA. What happens for you to get into the police academy? How's that go?
So it's crazy you mentioned that because I remember the exact moment where I decided to make a change in my life and where the opportunity kind of arose to me in the same day. So both of these decisions happened probably within a 10-hour period.
Okay.
So when I was back at the office, um, I was just on the phone talking to some of my customers and everything, kind of trying to sell these products, trying to make some money. So in front of my office, there was a mirror where I just stood up one day, and at that point, I was about 310 pounds at that point. So I was huge. I was sitting at a desk. I was out of shape and everything. I mean, I could hear myself breathing, like in the office and everything. It was for me, like health wise, like mentally, I was like, oh man, like I was lazy and everything, and I just decided to make a change. So when I came home later that day, one of my good friends, he told me about an opportunity that Daytona Beach Police was offering. So this was right when Daytona Beach Police was starting their cohort, their own academy,
Yep.
and so they were paying for everything to go to the academy, paying you hourly to go with the benefits and everything. And I saw that opportunity. I was like, hey, me seeing myself in that mirror and this opportunity popping up, it was kind of like a meant to be kind of thing. So I went on that same day and filled out the application that same day and hit submit that same day. And I was like, at this point, there's no turning back. So,
Wow. And the rest, as they say, is history, huh?
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So just for reference, where we are now, you were 310. What do you are you comfortable with telling us your weight? You know, now?
Oh yeah. I mean, hey, being on the road, you gain a little bit of weight. I'll tell you exactly what I was being on the road. So I mean, I'm a trail. So I started off when I went to my first PT test, weighing 310 pounds. And it actually took me 3 tries to try to pass the PT test because I was that heavy. I couldn't pass the mile and a half. And the mile and a half was you're starting as soon as you get there 8 o'clock in the morning, so you can do your push-ups, your sit-ups, but you don't pass on to the next phase until you do your mile and a half. So um, I did a mile and a half in like 18 minutes to like 30 seconds. It was bad. So I was like, yeah, I need to work on this. So I think 4 days a week I would just get on the treadmill, go run, and go run. Actually, on the third time, because they gave me 3 opportunities to do it, on the third time I end up passing the whole PT test. Um, Went through the whole academy at that point, doing DT, the regular physical exercises and everything. And at the end of the academy, I actually weighed 230 pounds. So they had to order me new uniforms and everything halfway through the academy because I just lost so much weight going through it. Yeah. So yeah, in a matter of let's say 8 months, I lost like what is that, like 80
80
pounds, right
pounds.
around
Yeah.
there.
Yep. 80
Yeah,
pounds.
80
Yeah.
pounds over a
Whoa.
course of 8 months.
Okay. Well, let's back up. Let's not blame it all on the job you were doing or the desk you were sitting at. What nationality are you? Because it matters, ethnicity and
Oh
your
yeah,
genetics,
that
right?
plays a big part.
Okay, so tell the people. I know, but tell the people what your ethnicity is.
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Okay, so a lot of rice
So
is happening in this household.
a lot of rice, a lot of beans, a lot of pork, everything, man, everything. And you can't tell grandma no
No,
when grandma's bringing you a second plate.
no,
And then
don't.
she's like, hey, and she's telling me you look thin. I know I'm big, but she's like, hey, boy, what you want to be eating? I'm like, all right, grandma, I'm gonna take another plate. So,
He was happy living. He was just happy
oh yeah,
living life.
yeah, living life large.
What do you got for him, Liv? What you got?
I have a question for Big John. I know maybe a lot of the viewers don't realize how much training you go through to actually just hit the street. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so minimal, there's about a year involved between the academy, going through FTO, going through in service. When you get there, a lot of times they say, "Hey, remember what they taught you in the academy?" And they say, "Forget about that. Here's how we do it." Right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
takes a year before you ever see the street. And what I wanted to know from you is after all of that training you did, and because I was so sure I knew everything when I got out, what's the one thing that happened to you early in your career where they didn't prepare you for it? You felt like you had to just, you know,
Just kind of wing it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, standard in Florida, you go through like 770 hours of the academy. You go through all this book training. They give you all the Florida statutes. You're highlighting everything, this and that. You come out of the academy like, oh my God, like I had like a 95% average through the whole academy. You think you're smart, you know this, you know that. But the academy doesn't teach you about life outside of that textbook. And life outside of that textbook, it's real. Because so that's why you see sometimes people come out of the academy, they invest all that money, and they get onto the streets, and some people don't even make it through FTO because they decide it's not for them. Because life happens when you get on the street. I mean, something that was hard for me, it's still hard for me to this day being on patrol and everything, or just rolling through the streets, is anything with children. Like and sex offenses were the hardest things that I had to kind of overcome,
Right.
and just kind of get through. Because I mean, just children on children, adult on children, anything with kids, that really, it hurts my heart. It really does. It hurts my heart.
Yeah. Yes.
I always say law enforcement, since I'm the old guy here, I think people think it's like the candle burns fast. I consider it a slow burn. Like every time you go to a call
Mm-hmm.
like that, it's like the death of a thousand cuts,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's over time the things that you see that weigh on you,
Yep.
especially when you have your
Mm-hmm.
own kids, of which all three of us do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got 2 kids, right, John? 3, 4,
Yeah.
5 kids.
Basically.
Oh.
Hey, Spanish people, we multiply like cockroaches, man. It's
Coming
crazy.
soon. Coming soon. We're interviewing Officer Jonathan Muniz right now. John, formerly of Vcat. We'll get into that in a second. But you get in on the road,
Mm-hmm.
you start doing your thing, and a question came in: do you choose Vcat or does Vcat choose you? You answer that one for him.
Oh, sorry, I lost you there for a second. What was
Do
that
you,
question?
so a question came in: do you choose Vcat or does Vcat choose you? How'd that play out?
So, yeah, you don't choose VCAT. VCAT definitely chooses you, 100%, because it takes it takes a special kind of officer to work on that unit. Like
Yeah.
you can't yeah, it really does. Like it's not necessarily like, hey, I want to go here, I want to work for VCAT, because everybody goes through that phase. Hey, I want to work through VCAT, I want to get there, I want to get there, I want to do this, I want to do that. But there just comes that time where that position, just one day you get a phone call.
Yep. Oh, we dropped. He dropped. He dropped out. You know what that means? Somebody's girlfriend's probably calling him like, "Hold on a second. What are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
But
Exactly.
I can tell you, it wasn't long after he got off probation, which is an 18-month probationary period, that VCAT came calling. And you know how it is with these specialized units, right? Livid, I can speak for him. You have to be active, proactive, and you have to be reactive. All those things to get on a specialized unit like VCAT, because that's a unit where we're actually going at hunting the worst of the worst. And they have to be a very cohesive unit. You see these shows like The Shield, not to compare the two, but shows like that where those units are so tight that they kind of do almost like everything together. It's really a family because you have to be for that camaraderie to know what people are doing and thinking. Have you ever been in a unit like that when you were on the force?
I really haven't. I try to get into a few units, but once people get in those units like Marine Patrol and they're riding around on a $200,000 boat, you can't get them out. So but I had a nice little life. I tried to keep the days off that I liked, and I tried to stay with the squad that I liked. And if you had a good sergeant, you tried to stay with them too. Because
That's
I
for
don't know
sure.
that most people don't know, but we bid for shift first, and then squad, and then sector. That's how we did it. So there's three different bids going on,
Okay.
and wherever a sergeant might be, it might land me in that squad that he's in on purpose. You know what I mean? And then we had late cars and early cars. So there's a lot of factors in there, but I was just trying to carve out a nice life for my family too. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So by not being a detective, at least I didn't get called out at 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, right?
Yeah, that was the
So
worst part about it. The CID. Oh my God, the call
yeah,
outs. Everybody hates that. They love the regular banker's hours, but the call outs are something
right.
different. Sergeant Mike Bryant, Livid. taking you through to 9 p.m. We lost John Muniz, but guess what? He's calling back in, guys. So hold on. Stand by with us. Here we go. Technical difficulties are a thing around here. There you go. You here, bro?
There we go.
Can you hear us?
Yep, I'm here. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, we were good for a great second. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. So we were talking a little bit about, yes, you have to be proactive, you have to be reactive, and you have to be active to get on a unit like Vcat.
Yes.
Somebody asked me, they're asking, they heard that Vcat works 68 hours a week, and it takes a lot of time out of you. Is that sound about right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely sounds about right. Like,
give us a normal day in a Vcat.
I mean, we have a normal day. Okay, so basically, like, because the unit is a small unit, we do everything together. So 11 o'clock in the morning, we're all at Gold's Gym. We're working out together. We work out together for about an hour and a half. After that, we go shower.
But not together.
Make sure we take care of what
not
we need
together.
To.
Yeah.
No.
He said everything, Mike.
He did. He did say everything.
Yeah. I did say that, but yeah, you know what I'm saying here. But
I know.
So after that, then we go find a spot to eat, because you're definitely food is number one. You can't work the mind if you do not have food.
That's right.
For the brain. So after that, then we're going ahead. We're doing some research. We're kind of seeing what's active in the area. We'll hit the road, and then we'll hit the road for hours and hours and hours until we see that, hey, the criminals are going to sleep tonight, or we're making them go to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
So that's really what the thing is, and then we start it all over the day after.
Yep. It's a vicious cycle. These guys work really, really hard, and I can tell you something right now. We're very proud of them. Crime Stoppers awards, all kind of awards from the police department. Everything you could think of, Detectives of the Year, stuff like that. They're absolutely killing it out here. Now, you heard me say something as we zero in on 9 o'clock. We're going to get off here, shut it down for the start of On Patrol Live. I did say formally, I will have John make a quick announcement because he is not in Vcat anymore. Can you tell him why, John?
Yep. So I decided after having some conversations with me and my family and everybody that I'm actually going to take a different path in my police career, where I'm actually going to be going on to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, you heard that right. He has been hired by the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. Much like our last interview with Detective McDowell, he left and went on for family reasons. Our buddy John is doing the same thing. Going to be sorely missed. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. But I will say this, LP Nation, we got another crazy interview coming to you. VCAT series will continue next week. The VCAT, you hear me? The VCAT series will continue next week. Tell your friends, tell your family, we got a surprise guest for you. Sergeant Mike Bryant for John Muniz and my boy Livid. Thank y'all for joining in for 30 minutes quick tonight. And we're on to OPL Live. John, thank you, man. Love you, buddy. Be safe out there.
Hey, thank you, guys. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Liv. Appreciate you guys.
We'll talk to you again, buddy, for sure. We will talk to you. Once you get through probation, all that, we'll talk a little bit more. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I hope this is the first, but I hope it ain't the last on here.
It's definitely not the last, bro. Appreciate you, man. Hey, y'all enjoy the show tonight.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
See y'all later.